1 Biscayne Drive in Mount Waverley. Today's sale does include all the fixtures and fittings. So basically everything that is stuck is staying. Window furnishings, light fittings, electrical light fittings that are floor coverings, everything that you've seen. And because it's a brand new property, that's pretty clear what's sitting in the contract and what you're purchasing here today. It is a public auction, so a 10% deposit is required upon signing of the contract, but we can do it in a format of a $20,000 deposit or transfer deposit today. And then the balance of that 10% to happen on Monday via a further transfer. So if you're successful, a $20,000 transfer will be required upon signing today, and then that balance of that 10% to come through on Monday. Settlement, as I mentioned before, pretty flexible. Popular choice between 60 and 90 days has been the main choice when it comes to settlement. So 60, 90, and even up to 120 days is on offer here today. Ladies and gentlemen, the rules for today's auction are the same as when we're on the street. They are that the auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available before the start of today's auction. The auction rules prevent an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for the property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors do have a reserve price, and as the auctioneer, I'll indicate bidders on request, and the law prohibits false bids, major disruptions from bidders, and bidders preventing others from bidding, and provides fines for such conduct. The rules today do permit vendor bids, and the words during the auction I use to make a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid. By law, only I as the auctioneer can make a vendor bid. Pretty straightforward with the rules. Again, if you have questions in relation to the terms of the contract upon which you're buying today, the rules of today's auction, then feel free to raise your hand and our staff members can get in touch with you. If you have technical difficulties, then Abby's phone number is online. She's at the back end of all of this, making sure this ticks over beautifully, seeing the photos on the screen there, making sure that when the bidding commences, you'll see the figures that'll come upon the screen to make it nice and clear as to where the bidding is. You'll also see it in the chat box too. And then, ladies and gentlemen, when I get to say the words on the market, when you can officially buy the property and we can throw the keys at you, those numbers will turn green on the screen to indicate, and also our staff members online will indicate that, so it's nice and clear. Well, ladies and gentlemen, where do I start? By the description of this property. There's so many things for me to cover when it comes to it because it's not your typical brand new townhouse. The owner has gone to meticulous detail when it comes to the construction and the internal features that this home has. Not only are we looking at 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a double car garage, so suitably the size and what it comprises of is so fantastically suited to so many families in the area. But as you see on the screen, the quality of upgrades and features to the home that have been put into it make for it to be one of the most attractive townhouses on the market today, and probably stands out from the competitive market and townhouse market in Mount Waverley. A master bedroom upstairs and master suite downstairs too. Burwood East Primary School zone. Burwood East is a notable primary school, a fantastic primary school, and it sits within that primary school zone, as it does sit inside the Mount Waverley Secondary College zone as well. So one of the highest capital growth areas in Melbourne when it comes to that zoning. So important to note that for future value of a property such as this. Bosch appliances, a beautiful stack of sliding doors that lead out to the entertaining area. Stone, obviously, bench tops, beautiful splashbacks you can see on your screen. A really modern facade popping up on your screen now, and those beautiful floorboards throughout. The heating and cooling is beautifully zoned, and so it's efficient, and it's obviously gas heating with the evaporative cooling. I'm going to mention some of the things here. Premium commercial grade windows as well that are thick frames, double glazed windows. The TV feature walls as well, LED ceiling strip lighting, that's pretty cool too. The luxury stone bench tops I mentioned with the marble profile tiled splashbacks, modern freestanding baths in the bathrooms as well, designer basins and tapware, and the compact in-wall toilet system as well, which is fantastic. So all those little things like saving space in those areas, particularly in the townhouse, putting in those little extra finishes that are going to ensure a high quality home for many, many years to come. And that's what you get to buy here, ladies and gentlemen, if you are successful. So ladies and gentlemen, I have one final rule today, how I sell the property. I'm going to call it 3 times. First call, second call, third and final call. And when the hammer hits the contract like so, the property will be sold. Make no mistake, the owners want to see a sold sticker on the board. They want to see a sale here today, but to whom and for how much, ladies and gentlemen, it rests in your hands from here. As I open and call for the first bid, an opening bid for 2 at 1 Biscayne Drive, Mount Waverley. Bidders and buyers, over to you now to do your work in the chat box as indicated. If on the PC on the right-hand side, if you're on an Apple device, it tends to be at the bottom. But ladies and gentlemen, it is in your hands now. Paddle number first, followed by your bid. We're underway now. Where do we see a fair and reasonable start? 2 at 1 Biscayne Drive in Mount Waverley. Up to you, bidders and buyers. My advice from what I've seen is to be bidding and bid strong. The market will continue to increase through COVID, out of COVID, etc. As we start to progress out of lockdowns, I can tell you the market's only going to head in one direction, and that is up. So whatever you purchase today will only be worth more down the track, or you'll be paying more if you're missing out and looking at realestate.com. So ladies and gentlemen, please place your bid in the chat box now to get us underway. Otherwise, I'll get us underway. Fair and reasonable start. Referring your bids to the owner. Up to you, bidders and buyers, from here. Place your bid from here. I'll make us a start then if I don't see a start in the chat box. We'll start things off a nice, easy $1 million on a vendor bid, and we'll work our way in $20,000 rises from there. So at $1 million on a vendor bid with me, we get underway. It pops up on your screen now, and that kicks us off. Looking for a $20,000 rise to make it nice and easy from here. Looking for $1,020,000 anywhere at all, buyers from here. At $1 million now, we're off and running at $20,000 rise is what we look for from here. At $1 million now, $20,000, can I say from here? Bidders and buyers, your time now to put your bid in, get in front. Because if we have to pass the property in, we negotiate straight away with the highest bidder, and they have that first right to the reserve, and more often than not, the deal gets done with that highest bidder. So pole position is where you need to be, bidders and buyers. Annie, welcome along, paddle number 9 at $1,020,000. There's our opening bid. Good luck with your bidding here today, Annie. We wish you very well, bidders and buyers, others in the chat now. There's your opening bid and bidder. Now $40,000 is what I'm looking for from here. A further $20,000 rise. Can I see it here anywhere at all? $1,020,000 is the bid. $1,040,000 is what we look for from here. All bidders and buyers against you, Annie. You're in front at this stage. The best chance to talk with us and negotiate rests with you at this stage. At $1,020,000 is the bid. At $1,020,000 now, 40, can I see anywhere at all? Bidders and buyers now, this is your time. This is where you need to place that bid in the chat box. Thank you, Jeremy. Paddle 17 at $1,050,000. Good, strong rise there, a $30,000 rise. Take yours to $1,050,000. Annie against you for a $20,000 rise from here. At $1,050,000, you can see it on your screen. Nice and clear there, current bid. At $1,050,000 there, Annie against you, a $20,000 or better rise from there. Take us to 1-1 perhaps. That might be the strong bid. Let everyone know you've come to buy the property is my advice. The auctions I've conducted lately, I've got to tell you, the strongest bidders are the ones that take the property at the end. At $1,050,000, Jeremy's in front, paddle 17. Annie, there you go, thank you. And for taking my advice at $1,100,000, a good strong bid there to round us up now. $20,000 rises from here still. I'll take 1,120 is what I'm looking for. Jeremy, paddle 17, it's against you. At 1.1 is the bid. At $1,100,000 is the bid now. At $1,100,000, Annie's in the box seat to buy here and now. At $1,100,000 now, a $20,000 rise against you, paddle 17, and any other bidders there online as well. A $20,000 rise we take from here. 1-1's the current bid. Up to you and against you, buyers. You need to make your move. Punch it in the chat box. Jeremy, we'll take a $20,000 rise. Could we confirm a $20,000 rise? And then I can be more flexible with the bidding increments shortly. But 20 is where we need to be at the moment. 1,120 is the bid I'm looking for. We'll hold at the moment for 1-1. All other buyers, I'm looking for 1,120 at this stage. Jeremy can confirm if you can go to 1,120. Looking at the way Annie's bidding, I'm sure she'll take us there anyway. Otherwise, might as well secure the position at 120. At $1,100,000, looking for the 120 bid now. Calling 3 times in a moment or so. Jeremy, just waiting for your confirmation. Can we take it to 1,120? There we go, paddle 17 there. At 1,120,000, the screen will update in a moment. There it is at 1,120,000. Annie back against you. I recommend the 140 bid, but it's against you, Annie. That's where I think you need to be. Just the two of you bidding in at the moment, that's where you want to be as well. What better position to be? You've got a 50-50 chance of purchasing here today, both of you online at the moment. Unless any other bidders are welcome to join at the moment, your call from here. At 1,120,000, Annie against you. Looking for 140 or better from here. at 1,120,000. Thank you, Annie. Back in at 1,140. There's the bid. Paddle number 9 has the bid now at 1,140,000. Against you again, Jeremy. Take us to 60 from there's my advice. At 1,140 is the bid. At 1,140,000 is the bid here now, and he's in front. At 1,140,000 the bid. Against you, Jeremy. 160. Can we go? Punch it in the keyboard, hit enter, Annie, get ready with your next bid as well, because if the bid comes in, then be ready for the quick and fast and strong bid over the top. That's my advice. 1,160, thank you, Jeremy. Paddle 17 in front again. Again, it's just still the two of you in the battle at the moment. 1,160, Jeremy's in front at the moment. Annie against you, 1,180, can I say? At 1,160,000, Paddle 17's in front against you, Annie. Where do we go? Annie, take us to 1,180. Or you can round me up to 1,2, I don't mind. 1,160, rest with paddle 17 at the minute. In front now, Annie still against you now. Just the two of you still in it, as I said before. This is the place you want to be, a 50-50 chance to buy. Rest with you both now. But depending on how strong your bids are from here, you need to be in front and hold that pole position regardless of the situation now. And Jeremy has that pole position now and the best chance to buy. I'll take your $10,000 rise, Annie, 1,170. Jeremy, there's the indicator there. At 1,170 is the bid. 1,180 or better is the bid from here. Perhaps that strong knockout bid could do it from here, Jeremy. That's the sense that I'm getting there. 1,170 is the bid currently. Against you, paddle 17. Your response needed at this point in time as paddle number 9 holds the bid now at 1,170. At $1,170,000, Annie's in front. Against you, Jeremy. Any other bidders welcome to jump in at the pointy end now as we start to reach the close here. You've got to be in it now if you want to try to buy this fantastic home or miss out and head back to realestate.com and look for that next option. I advise be aggressive here and now because you'll only pay more later. At $1,170,000, Annie's in front. Jeremy against you. Can we see 1,180? That $10,000 rise I'll take. At 1,170,000, getting ready to call 3 times, and then I'll look towards a negotiation at the moment. That negotiation will be with Annie, Jeremy, if there's no further bid. Just making that crystal clear before I count it down. Great bid and see you bid now at 119's the bid. At 1,190,000's the bid. It rests against you again, Annie. 119's the bid now, and it's against you for a further rise. Can we see another rise now taking us to 1-2? At 1,190,000, Jeremy's back in front. I'll give you a moment or so like I did before to paddle 17. I'll give Annie paddle number 9 a moment or so as well to see where you can take that rise. At 1,190,000's the bid. I'm going to call 3 times, look towards a negotiation in a moment or so if I don't hear any news through the chat box. At 1,190,000, giving you ample time for any connection errors that may be occurring, Wi-Fi or NBN, etc. At 1,190,000. At the moment, paddle 17, you're in the box seat to buy the property at this stage. Annie, I'm appealing to you now. If there is any bidding left in you, this is the time to do it. Otherwise, I start to call 3 times to work with our highest buyer here today at 1,190,000. I'm going to call it now for the first call. At 1,190,000 on the second call. 1,190,000 for the third and final call. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just bear with me a second while I seek some further instructions. Just bear with us a moment or two as we look to touch base with the owners and seek instructions from there. Well, thank you, bidders and buyers, for your patience, and those online watching. We are at this stage now looking towards a negotiation with our highest party if we don't see any further bid or rise. I'm awaiting instructions in the background. Some of our staff members are on the phone to those key bidders and those that had interest here today to fulfill those questions, give them an update on some of the instructions we have to best put you in a position to be able to buy the property here today. But at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, we are and have our current bid at $1,190,000, resting with paddle 17 at this stage. For all bidders online who have had some interest here today, this will probably be the final moment and opportunity to put yourself in front. And any further bid or rise from here, I will take. Any amount from here, I will take in terms of a bidding increment. So bidders and buyers, I'm going to open it up one final and last time. Otherwise, we look towards a negotiation with our highest bidder at paddle 17. So bidders and buyers, as we get back underway, as I said, any increment from here we will take. It's in your hands now. If you've come here to buy, $1,000 or more rises we can take from here. Over to you, bidders and buyers. Final moments and opportunity. Otherwise, we look towards a negotiation. And as I said earlier in the piece, those that have passed in and negotiated with us and have been the highest bidder, 99.9% of the time, end up being that purchaser of the property. So as I said and stressed, you must be in the box seat if you've come to buy here today at $1,190,000. Now looking for any further rise from there. Annie's still against you, paddle 9 if you wish, or any other bidder or party now online. Up to you now. You're going to need to bid from here. Otherwise, miss the opportunity to negotiate with us is what's going to happen. At $1,190,000 is the bid. Take a $5,000 rise to make it simple. That's possible for you, Annie, and against you. Nicholas putting message in the chat box there. Hinting that any further rise will give you some good news. So up to you and against you. Otherwise, we proceed with a negotiation and we look to sell straight after auction, and you'll miss that opportunity if you're online. At $1,195,000, paddle 17 jumps back over the top to seek those good news or those news in general. Nicholas against you for the news now. $1,195,000 is the bid. Any and all buyers now wishing to bid, asking now, Nicholas, instructions from you. At $1,195,000 is the current bid. At $1,195,000 is the bid now. At $1,195,000 the bid. All bidders and buyers need to know clearly if you're in or out at this stage. Otherwise, I proceed without any other instructions, proceed to negotiate with our highest bidder. At $1,195,000, I'm going to call 3 times and do as such. First time in the call now at $1,195,000. And he says, wait. Glad you're back there with us, Annie. At your final moment and opportunity, the climactic point it is. Need to know now if you're in for any further rise from here. 1198, we'll take you 1198. I did say any bids from here, it would be okay. I'm sure that that mental barrier of 1.2, which Jeremy has just broken through, can be a bit of a psychological barrier, but Jeremy, you've smashed on through there now at 1,200,000 is the bid. The screen updates. There we are. We knew it was a barrier for some reason, and it can be. We're on the market and selling from here now. At 1,200,000 is the bid, and we're on the market and selling. It should turn green in just a moment to indicate we are selling from here. Any and all buyers, those that have been watching online and reluctant to bid here today,
Courtney.
if that's the news you've been waiting for, it's loud and clear now. We are selling. At $1,200,000, we are selling from here. Bidders and buyers online, I push and emphasize the fact now, if you're waiting for the good news, there it is. Keys will be delivered in 30, 60, 90 or 120 days to paddle 17 if and only if you don't bid any further. Need to know now. I'm going to give just enough time for Wi-Fi and connections before I make the call to knock it down. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't heard anything further. Annie, I need to know, are you in or out? We know that our staff have been on the phone, and we know that Mark might have been a barrier for you, but I suggest you're so close now to being in front. Even $1,000 rise could put you in the box seat to buy. So I appeal to you now, Annie. Annie says, hold on, please. Can do for a moment or two, but $1,000 rise, Annie, will just put you in front. What do we say for $1,000? You're close enough to that barrier anyway. I know it could be a sticking point, but we're there now. Paddle 17 has it at 1-2. You need to let me know if $1,000 is on your mind. We need to put it in now because I'm about to call it down and sell away. At 1,200,000 now, and you need to know, are you in or out? Do you see $1,000 for us, or are you out at this stage? I begin the call now. Giving you enough time. I know it's a big decision. Buying property is a massive decision. We respect that and are awaiting the time for you to let us know in or out. Otherwise, we need to knock it down to paddle 17. Well, here we go. I am not hearing any further news in the chat box or from my staff to indicate. Need to know if you're going to put that $1,000 bid in or not. Going to call 3 times. Otherwise, staff online letting me know. Sorry, out at this stage. No problem at all. Thank you for letting us know. Thank you for your participation here today. As Nick looks for that confirmation, and there it is, I suggest that we are free and easy now to call it 3 times and sell away paddle 17. Jeremy, looks like you're in front and purchasing the property here today. If there's no better bid, final moments and opportunities, calling now to sell 1,200,000 for the first call. 1,200,000 on the second call. 1,200,000 for the third and final call. All done, finished and silent. Nicholas, need to know, are we done? Do I close here or not?
Just one moment, Courtney. Sorry, just one moment.
Just one moment, they say. Sorry to paddle 17. Just got to be sure and check with the technical difficulties or any other reason why. Just to give everyone fair and ample opportunity to be able to purchase here. Needing to know now if we are done and dusted. And again, I'll call away 3 times, just giving everyone enough time. As I said before, big decisions here. At 1,200,000, Nicholas, need to know now because I'm about to knock it down. Can't hold on any longer now. Given ample time and opportunity in the chat box to put in your best bid. A couple of minutes since that bid before. No further bid. Thank you very much for your participation, guys. First time in the call now at 1,200,000. Second call, third and final call, 2-1 Biscayne Drive, Mount Waverley, paddle 17. Jeremy, welcome to the neighbourhood. We are sold. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, and to our purchaser, to our vendor here today. Thank you. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend from the team at Ray White and listing agents Nicholas Richards online as well. Thank you so much.